man's personality and character is exuded through his haircut. Your image is important. Our high-end services range from a traditional haircut and shave to gray blending, beard shaping, and unwanted hair removal. Located at 425 Victoria Avenue East. Book your appointment online now at modernmen.ca or call Tammy 306-522-4111. Modern Men, a haircut for the modern man.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
Now, biggest meltdown in Stanley Cup playoff history is now owned by the Calgary Flames. Up 3-0, got it in the bag, trying to stave off elimination, and then that is soiling the sheets right there.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? I just want to talk about Vegas for a second, obviously. Our 10th city for viewership, I guess, in the top
also,
10
my buddy
is Las Vegas.
He's in
They
Frisco
get it
and
in
Plano.
Vegas.
Well, they get it.
They get it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the RP Show. Darren, what were we saying about trolling?
I know.
In the pregame meeting?
We were talking about
and
that.
I said, I don't troll Calgary. And then they play that. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Thank you, Rick Regan. Hope you're up and at 'em in Wichita, Kansas today. The big voice guy here at the RP Show. We're taking flight. Episode number 474 of Canada's daytime sports talk show is on the air, talking a lot of Canadian sports. I see on the screen, we are live. The Prairie Mobile text line is charged up and ready to go, waiting to hear from you wherever you may be watching or listening from today. Write us, 306-840-8777. That's 840-8777. If you text me now, we won't necessarily get to it now, but we've got viewer takeover segments coming up later on in the day. And a lot to talk about today with guests. Craig Smith, our director of scouting, two-time Grey Cup champion, will be with us. I just want to say he nailed his picks last year on the NFL draft. We'll see if he does it again when he joins us here in Block 2. And in Hour 2, the Toronto Argonauts Director of Player Personnel, John Murphy, who does all kinds of American media appearances this week leading into the NFL draft. Murph will join us. His Twitter is @DraftJM. He is an interesting story when it comes to personnel and drafting and stuff. So I'll let Murph tell you when he joins us in Hour 2. How are you doing, Moose?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
There's a big party in here yesterday. Who was it? Was it Clark that cleaned it all up? Thanks, Clark. We had gift bags left over there and pizza stuff. And
oh, yeah.
I don't know what the occasion was other than Wednesday.
It's just a Wednesday around here.
I know it's so much fun. It's the locker room talk. All right, let's go to the quick six show topics, please, Director Jordan. Please and thank you. Wednesday NHL leftovers. Let me bring this up on my Twitter so I don't forget any of them. Oh yeah, I tasked you and Clark to watch the Leaf game last night.
That's right.
Well, how about that? Wasn't much of a game. What did it end? 4-1?
Yeah.
They beat Montreal 4-1.
There was no playoff intensity in that game. There really wasn't.
Kind of disappointing.
It was very disappointing to the point where it loosely had my attention for most of the game, right? It was one of those where you catch yourself drifting off to somewhere else. And you watch the whole game, and the Leafs played okay, and, you know, it was a tough one for Montreal. When you score in the first shot of the game, and it was downhill from there for Montreal. They played okay in terms of, you know, playing the game, you know, time of possession, all those little things, but yeah, it just was not it for me.
By the way, just some of our viewers, this is the interactive portion of this show. My wife and I went for a walk last night just before the Oilers-Jets game, and I said, what hasn't changed for our show, 474 episodes in, it's mind-blowing that you can be watching and get a message to the guy in the screen back to you. For instance, Cody writes in, he says, morning, Rod, Darren, and Clark, watching from rainy Spruce Grove, Alberta. Great sports day today with the Battle of Alberta and the NFL draft tonight. This is a guy, Cody, that wrote us last week, and he said, I discovered your show over a month ago on Game Plus TV and haven't missed an episode since because you actually you're the only show that talks Canadian sports. So thank you, Cody. I wanted to get that in there.
Good.
And one of our sponsors, Darnell from Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions, says, finally some time for me to tune into the show. So good morning, Dar, and to Rox from Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions, who sponsor the program, but also the Rockstar of the Day. Incidentally, the Rockstar of the Day yesterday was Jim Clubber Lang, Canada's foremost NFL expert. You think it might be Christmas for him today?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not done yet. So the Jets last night, we watched the game. It was a better effort. What did it end up? 3-1, I think. McDavid had 3 points for the Oil. It was a better effort, but the Oilers right now look unstoppable. And right now it's looking like if these two teams line up in the first round, it's going to be a short series. And do you believe that a big save early in a game or a post can change the entire complexion of a game?
Completely.
Okay, so do I. Jets fans, tell me, who was it that Koskinen robbed last night? Was it Kyle Connor in the opening couple of minutes? It was that what I did to you on the outdoor rink. Remember, you thought you scored, and if you can put the camera, it's the goalie trick. You look down and out, and you just go boop with your stick like this, put it back and stop it. That happened, and then a couple minutes later, the Oilers come down and score, and you just see the Jets have no confidence. They're making mistakes in all three zones, and I don't know if they're going to get it back now. I don't know. But Mikko Koskinen had the game of his life. Every time the Jets threatened, they pushed. Here's another one. What was the term that I heard from Kevin Sawyer last night on the TSN broadcast? It was a low event period. Like, I love Kevin Sawyer. Called his games with the Spokane Chiefs when he played, coached there. I need a Kevin Sawyer dictionary. Puck management, low event period, 3-on-3 at the blue line, bumper zone. What the hell language is he speaking? And most of the analysts are getting it that way. It's not just Kevin Sawyer.
I know, right? And it's the new language of hockey, and we're going to have to tune in.
Why do they do this?
We have to adapt, Rod. We're going to have to adapt, or we're going to be left behind. So I think that's going to be important.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we have to adapt, or we'll be. But I'm not ready. But yeah, the Koskinen save. The save is one thing, but then scoring shortly after. That's like the dynamite blow, right? Like, that's the big shot to the gut. That's like, oh, it's going to be this kind of night. And your confidence isn't there. And then you're in that mindset. And that takes the wind out of the sails. A big save, maybe, okay, we can still keep pushing. But they get the save at one end. They get the break at the other. And they score. It was over.
A fragile team can't withstand something like that in the first period. A confident team can. You just said it. So can somebody do a glossary, a dictionary of new millennium hockey terms? It would help me out a lot in my role. And throw in there a top six forward and a bottom four defenseman and all the things we had fun with a couple weeks ago talking about this. Because sometimes I wonder what I'm watching. James Henderson, not sure why I'm ringing the bell, but James in Borden, Manitoba writes in and says, he goes, I don't care if Paul Maurice is the nicest, smartest guy in North America. He's lost the team. If you're happy with mediocrity, then he's your man. Can I just say this in defense of Paul Maurice? And I told you why I'm fans of him yesterday. The players have to do it. Paul Maurice can't go out there and do it. I think he's done his job. He can't get them to stop making mistakes. He can't get them to play defense if they don't want to. So I'm not on the fire Paul Maurice bandwagon. I'll also say this: Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights, have won 10 in a row. Just pointing that out there. And the Canada game, I have not yet. Nobody's told me yet how to watch more than one game at once. And it really sucked last night that Canada was playing Latvia at the exact same time as the Oilers and the Jets. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd flip over at the end of the period, and there's 47 seconds left in the period of the other game. So
that's useless, yeah.
Well, how do you watch two games at once? I know. Unless you have two screens.
You need two screens, and even then, you want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good one for Canada. I didn't watch much of it either. Couldn't. You're trying to, even when the Leafs game was over, I want to watch the Jets game, right? So, yeah.
It's okay when it's a doubleheader, but concurrent not. Anyways, there's some hate out there for Connor Bedard. Well, of course there's going to be, because he's doing great things. That's what haters do. They try and drag down people that are doing great things. We know that, right? They're insignificant people that have done nothing with their lives, so they want to pull down somebody who's doing great things. Connor Bedard, 2 assists last night in a 4-2 Canadian win over Latvia. I got mail coming in here. People saying, Rod, he doesn't stand out. Rod, he's too small. He'll never make it. Listen, zip it. Shut up. He's 1.5 points a game as an underage in the World Under-18s, and they're 2-0. And if you think that they didn't beat Latvia by enough, go jump in the lake or go have a walk or a nap or whatever, but get away from me. Didn't win by enough. They're so Canadian when it comes to hockey.
No, and it is. It is. And now, it's just, I don't like that mindset. You won the game. Did you play well? Are you happy with the process? Yes. And yeah, they just ended up beating a bigger hockey power a lot worse than they did against Latvia. But Latvia's there for a reason. They played Canada strong. I mean,
sucks when the other team tries.
Yeah, right. It happens. We only beat them 3-1 last year in the tournament, or in 2019.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's my thought on that. Canada's got a day off today before they play. Is it Finland tomorrow, I think? Yeah. We'll figure that out tomorrow. So point 2 now, it is NFL draft day. And when I say draft day, I mean round 1. And are you going to be ordering pizza, Four Seasons, Papa John's, whatever we get inundated with commercials for the NFL to watch round 1? Because it's a thing. And tomorrow we'll probably spend more time on a Football Friday on the mechanics of the draft and talk about what goes on tonight in round 1. God knows you're getting enough coverage everywhere else. But in 1980 was when ESPN broadcast the draft for the first time. It had been going since 1936. And it was a bunch of old white guys sitting around a table in a hotel boardroom just calling names. Kind of boring. And ESPN said, hey, can we come in and televise this? And the NFL's like, it's Paul Tagliabue, or Pete Rozelle at the time, the commissioner, goes, it's kind of boring. I don't think you want to do it. ESPN said, leave that to us. And they turned it into what it is now, a 3-day extravaganza. And I compare that to the CFL draft, which I'm not sure will ever be sexy. I'm not sure it'll ever be sexy, but it's still important. But we'll spend more on that tomorrow because that'll be an actual Football Friday. To point 3, the Manny Show has signed in the Indoor Football League. And I think people don't give the Indoor Football League its due. Go Google it. They got teams all over America, from Bismarck to Frisco, Texas. I think San Diego has a team. Emmanuel Arsenault, CFL star. Probably not a Hall of Famer, I don't think. It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
He is signed in the Arena League in America. And the 3 Down broke the story today. Way to go, Justin. If you read the story, I don't know if you saw it. He said that he would look at coming back to the CFL if they play. But the Indoor Football League, maybe they got to look at getting these guys on television. I think in a case of Manny Arsenault, he's in Dallas anyways. He's obviously doing something else for a job because CFL players haven't been paid for a year and a half. How many people realize these guys haven't gotten a paycheck in a year and a half from the Canadian Football League? You're not playing in the Indoor Football League to get rich. Why are you doing it? To play football. And Martavis Bryant, I'm not sure if it's the same league or not. He's playing in Massachusetts. Is it the Arena Football League? You guys help me out with that. But, I just think it's exciting. Does it not make you want to follow it a little bit?
It does. When there's players that we know,
yeah,
and people we have a rooting interest for, I'm in. Right? That'll make me want to watch it. I mean, you'll always get the crowd that I'll watch football no matter what, at any level, and that's how we are about hockey in this country. But when you have players to follow, it's a lot easier to go and want to watch those games, and they want to be on the field. Players want to play. You've said that before, and you have a limited time to play the game. Right? Mm-hmm. You can only play for so long, so take advantage of as many snaps as possible, and that's clearly what those guys are doing.
Monty in Saskatoon says it. He says, finds a job. The Manny Show has found a job playing in pro football, which is the Indoor Football League, so we'll be following that. Dean Tix watching, he says, there's an IFL team here in Green Bay, the Green Bay Blizzard. So I think if you spend any time in or around football, you got a pretty good idea of who those teams are in that league. And I say kudos to Manny Arsenault. He's signed with the Frisco Fighters. James on YouTube. James Thrice. You guys got to remind me where you're from. James, I think he's in Oklahoma. He says, I love the indoor arena football game. And I had said, how many years ago has it now that I said my dreams to start a prairie indoor football league from Winnipeg to Calgary, spring ball indoors for graduating Canadian players and any Americans that want to come up. We'll pay you $500 a game. I've kind of lost my fire for that. This is where what I want to build.
Yeah.
But my director of scouting would be Craig Smith.
Yep.
I would have him rate everybody, have a draft. And, hey, you've played youth sports football. Maybe you played NCAA. You want to continue your career, come play in our arena league. And we play in Medicine Hat and Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. We play in Red Deer. We play in Winnipeg. We bus it from Winnipeg to Edmonton, and we just have a big old time. Somebody else needs to do that, though. We had a news conference here in Regina probably 10 years ago. The North American Indoor Football League was going to put a franchise right here in the sweatpants capital. We were all excited. Never heard from him again.
Came and went. And
grand opening, grand closing.
They roll in big press conference and they realize, okay, we're not coming back, I guess.
Armando watching in Mexico City says, I actually find the Spring League more interesting. Bunch of former XFLers there. Well, you got to make your name somewhere. I find it all interesting. And I think we all do. Moving on. Some great comments coming in here today, by the way. Hey, Brady. How about this one? He writes in, how about them Habs last night? Pretty good. Go Habs, go. On Monday, Brady, you said the Montreal Canadiens were embarrassing. So, pick a lane. Oh, he's being sarcastic. I'm sorry. Sarcasm doesn't come across in print. Oh, yeah, they lost last night 4-1. Okay, you're staying on that side. I got you. But when Montreal upsets the Leafs in the playoffs?
Are you going to stay on that side? Probably not.
Sorry, Brady, I misunderstood you. We got to hurry up. Smitty's in. Point 4, George Springer, 0 for 4 in the Blue Jays debut for him last night. It was one game. Bigger concern is a 9-2 loss to the Washington Nationals, and Steven Matz got blown up. Can't start him against Washington.
Yeah.
He's now 1-9 all time, I think, against the Nats.
Yeah, everybody's got their kryptonite.
Yeah, could we not start somebody else?
Yeah. You have to, every team is just not another team.
Charlie Montoya, where were you on that one?
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Jay's off today. But they split with Washington. They're still either splitting or winning series. They're 11-12. How about that? And point 5, the Dub Hub wraps up. It wrapped up last night. Kind of interesting. I'm enjoying what's going around on social media. The photo of the Wheat Kings, they all gathered around the Subway Cup. I guess we jumped the gun Sunday when we announced they'd won the Subway Cup because they clinched it.
They did.
Because we were paying attention very closely. I guess the rest of the world wasn't. But last night, they lost and still clinched the cup.
I know.
Whatever.
And they did the celebration on the line and stuff. How, I know it's tough. Like, how do you celebrate after you've lost a game? That can be tough, right? But it looked pretty fun. Braden, you saw the video? Braden Schneider went and took the Subway Cup over to the fans that were in attendance, the Wheat Kings fans, right? They had cardboard cutouts in the corner, and he raised it in front of them so they could see it. And it seemed like the players had some fun with it, at least. So that was good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, normally you'd celebrate Sunday night.
You should have, yeah.
That's what the baseball teams do.
Yeah.
Right? With the ski gog, whatever. Way to go, Brandon. And it was a lot of fun. Kudos to everybody that pulled it off, the Western Hockey League, the WHL East teams. And, our night ended Tuesday along with Winnipeg Ice, and it is now summertime. But bravo to everybody involved. We're going to break and come back with our Director of Scouting, Craig Smith. The warm-up is brought to you, as you know, by the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Calling up the text here from the Greek Freak. Order a fabulous Four Seasons pizza and your favorite beverage for takeout and delivery. One-stop shopping, call or order online. The NFL has made the draft a TV event, and it's tonight. So set yourself up from the Four Seasons. And our Director of Scouting, Craig Smith, joins us next to talk NFL Draft and CFL Draft. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 Ford F-150, Ranger, Escape, and more. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation, 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of lemon and Saskatoon berry with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready for round one of the NFL draft tonight. There's some news there, and I'm going to read it. Thanks, Pinks, for sending it in. I just had mentioned my dream of an indoor Canadian football league. My God, if any country is cut out for indoor football, it's here. And from our viewer, and by the way, Craig Smith would be my director of scouting for that, identifying all the players and ranking them. Nelson Hakowich, our VP of football, Sim Football, says the CIFL could be a great feeder development league for the CFL, give global players and bubble guys some reps. Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg says indoor arena league is another football alternative. If they televised games, I'd watch. Love any football. And from hours before round one of the NFL gets going, the draft, Pink's telling us the 49ers have offered the Packers the third overall pick this year's draft, plus other picks and a number of other roster players, including Jimmy Garoppolo, for Aaron Rodgers. The Packers have turned it down, as per Bill Michaels. And that's a great place to start. I'll say it again as we bring in Craig Smith, our director of scouting, who nailed last year's draft very well. Kudos to you, Smitty. Your thoughts on that? And would you be turning down that package for Aaron Rodgers?
I wouldn't trade Aaron Rodgers for the world, that's for sure. I'd let him be a Packer for the rest of his career, and I think he probably will. Obviously, last year when they drafted Love, he got his nose out of joint, but what did he do? Took him to the NFC Championship game, and if things are a little different at the end, they're going to the Super Bowl. So Rodgers, to me, is a keeper.
I guess a motivated, ticked-off Aaron Rodgers is the best Aaron Rodgers, and it worked. But hey, here's the thing. There's a trade proposal, Smith, around the draft table, the war rooms for years. Why is it these trades go right to the last day? Like, if you wanted to make that trade, why wouldn't they do it last week or make the pitch? Why does it always come down to deadline day or when you're sitting at the draft table?
That's a good question. I think a lot of times, guys they've got the draft board and they're thinking about what they're going to do with regards to the draft. And then, what about trades? What about this? What about that? And you never know. This could have, been brewing for a while. They've been talking with regards to the Bridgewater deal. They said that was going on for a bit. So who knows? There could be talks and it just doesn't come out. I think you never know what's happening. Like I always say, professional football, it's like watching a duck swimming, except for beneath, or, the crazy, but that's pro football.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm reading a lot is a lot of lie. They're calling it lying, but it's more like misinformation. Because honestly, Craig, you've done these interviews. You've worked for how many teams? The media wants to know, what are you going to do? What are you looking at? As if you're going to say. Like, I'm sure the GMs would prefer to not do any interviews leading up to the draft.
Well, when I was with any of those teams, if I said anything and somebody found that out, my bum would be out of a job. That's just the way it works. And it'd be nice to to give the fans more information, but it's a tough thing with regards to that. But it's very secretive all over the place.
I'm looking at this, by the way. 6 p.m. tonight is when it starts, Mountain Time, where we reside on ABC, ESPN, and the NFL Network. So, for spits and giggles, have you done a mock draft, Smitty? How do you expect, say, the top 5 to go?
Well, obviously the first 2 are locked, as far as I'm concerned. And I think, just hearing, I've been watching a ton of stuff, either on NFL Network or, online. And, Lawrence and Wilson, it seems like, that's a lock. That's going to be a done deal. I'm happy for both those teams. Like I said on Clark and Max's show, I said, Lawrence, when I seen him that first year, I would have taken him then. He was young and he still had a couple more years to go. So Lawrence was definitely the number one. Wilson's very interesting. He does so many things. He's got athleticism. He throws the ball well. So that's, I think those 2 are good. Then we come to San Francisco. There's been so much talk. Okay, what's going to happen? Is it going to be Mac Jones? Is it going to be Trey Lance? Is it going to be Fields? It depends on what they want. Mac Jones is not an athletic guy. Who cares? He has enough athleticism, throws the ball well, more of a touch passer. And, in CFL, we had one of the best touch passers that I would take forever was Ricky Ray, and smart. Obviously, he had excellent targets, but he's a darn good quarterback. So are they going to go with them? Or are they going to go with a little more athletic guy? I don't know if you saw Lance and Fields pro days. It was like the people were saying, the ball just explodes off their hand. Fields, I brought this up the other day. His first game back, he was the guy that petitioned to try to get back. The Big Ten wasn't playing, and they got back. His first game back was against Nebraska, went 21-22 for 267, accuracy galore. Then the toughness that he showed when he took that hit from the Clemson player. I thought he was done, came back, led them to a big victory. Then he played the next week. There's just so many different things. And his ability to run, I think, what did he run, a 4.46 or something like that? Such an amazing athlete. I kind of think of, look, what does Baltimore have? They have a kid that is an amazing athlete and run like the wind. But I think, Fields, to me, is a heck of a lot better passer. Now, Jackson, he was an MVP. Now, can Fields come in and do the same? And from what the reports I heard, is just a great kid. And Lance, I'm partial to that NDSU program. I've been to the Fargo Dam. I scouted them. I love Wentz. Now, the not last year, the year before, 2019, he didn't throw an interception. Now, I don't think that's ever happened in NCAA top-level football. 28 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Just amazing. And again, he's not as fast as Fields, but he's like a 4.6. And so there's athleticism. He's got a gun. He hasn't played much. So we'll see what happens there. And then,
if I may, from our viewers, Alan, the intern, the Asian sensation, says, hey, Craig, which Canadian do you think will go off first in the draft? Because last year you said Chase Claypool second round, and you nailed that one. Who do you think it's going to be this year?
To me, it's a lock. Javonte Holland, a kid that played at Oregon. He's from the West Coast. I know his father, Robert Holland, who played in the CFL, was with BC Lions. When I was with the BC Lions early in the 2000s, he was training kids just a galore. He was great. He just worked hard with kids, trying to get them better. Now he's got a son, and the projection for him, for Holland, is a second-round pick. And that's pretty darn high, but the kid has loads of ability. It'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Smitty, what about this, though? Chuba Hubbard, what a mercurial person he is. Didn't have the best year this year. He's dropped from 3rd to 5th in the CFL prospect rankings. Does he get his name called this weekend in the National Football League? And would you take him if you were a CFL team?
Oh, absolutely. The kid had a way better year the year before. I can't remember how many, was it 1,700 yards or something like that? I watched a bunch of Oklahoma State games this year, and they used 2 backs, and I was really surprised at that. I figured, why not feed Hubbard? But they didn't. They had another guy, and the other guy was pretty good too. So I guess they just wanted to do that and, keep the guy fresh. And so that's why his production wasn't as high. But that kid, he's definitely going to be drafted maybe 4th round, but yeah, what a fantastic, and what a story, coming from Edmonton, and all of a sudden one team, got him down. I think there were other teams, but he really liked Oklahoma State, which when you think of it, wow, he chose that. But yeah, great story, and absolutely, I would take him even down. He may never, just like Ruben Mays or what happened to him, but yeah, definitely take him in the CFL draft for sure.
Interesting question here from Nelson Hackowicz. He says, maybe Craig can shed some light on the relationship between youth sports and the CFL. It seems rocky compared to the NFL NCAA relationship, and it's part of what is holding the CFL draft back from becoming an event. I don't think that's what's holding it back, but I've always thought the CFL and youth sports had a really good relationship, unless I missed something.
No, you haven't missed anything. When I was when I was, well, everywhere, but especially with Saskatchewan, Brendan Temin made sure that we had a great relationship with everybody across Canada. And he sent me everywhere, and I made a point. I think that I have a good enough personality to represent a team very, very well. Went in and when you're a guest, you've got to make sure that you're a guest and you're not overstepping your boundaries. You ask where you can go, you be polite and all that kind of stuff. And I made sure of that. We had a great relationship with all those, and it's easy. It's kind of funny. I keep on telling, I'd go to the NFL and do the NFL scouting for 4 or 5, 6 weeks, and then come home and get a cup of tea or something like that. And then I'd head out on the road starting in September and then go right until Vanier Cup. So it's amazing how many people that I know right across Canada with U Sport. And I don't think the thing about the draft is it's not like the NFL. And I said this on Clark's show the other day. It's when you're in the NFL and you're getting players getting drafted, those guys can come in and they can make immediate impact. And you have the ability to take a look at a lot of these guys because a lot of those games are on TV and with U Sport, they're not. And I really wish that they could, I bought the Canada West. I bought 2 packages. If there was 2 games on one night, they wouldn't allow me to watch 2 games with one package. So I bought 2 packages. So I get, my setup here. And so I'd watch it, so it's not, it's an impact and it's extremely important, but it's not like the NFL, so that we had a great relationship with U Sport.
That's what I thought. You know what, Smitty, I'm going to let you go, but here's the thing. You're a hot commodity for interviews this time of year because of your knowledge, of course, and you're great at this. But let's bring them back next week, Clark, if you don't mind, and we will talk CFL draft leading up to Tuesday nights, and we'll recap what's gone on this weekend. Deal?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Smitty. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. You're looking great, by the way. How you feeling?
Good. 191 pounds. I've been, getting better, getting stronger. I need to get stronger, my legs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, doing pretty good.
Oh, great. Good to hear, man. Thank you. Enjoy the draft.
You.
Craig Smith, our director of scouting, which health problems unfortunately derailed his scouting career, but he's back stronger than ever, or at least getting close to stronger than ever, and he'll be back scouting professionally soon. Let's take a break. We can do that now, right? And we'll come back more with Moose DuPont and a sports update and viewer takeover and all the rest. It's the RP Show you're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk. For Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
IKS Live, Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals, video production, event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website, IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Capital GMC is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Every certified vehicle includes the balance of manufacturer's warranty, 150 plus point inspection, roadside assistance, and certified exchange privilege. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital GMC is your used car destination at the corner of Rochdale and Pasqua in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-In Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of delicious peach with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now back to the studio with Rod.
Moose DuPont's here too. And it's draft week. There he is.
Hello.
Where did the moose go? Oh, it's over there. Okay.
Got moved for our pizza party.
Hey, pizza first.
Pizza first.
I got to stop eating pizza. Sorry to the pizza people. 4 out of 5 days of pizza, and the scale reflected it today. So
hey, it happens.
It does. By the way, from the viewers, Paul Charbonneau, former assistant coach with the Montreal Alouettes and Winnipeg Blue Bombers, writes in, says, awesome show. Thank you, Coach Charbonneau. I feel like we just scratched the surface with Smitty, but we got to move. The show goes fast, right?
Real fast.
We got a lot of good info, though, out of Smitty, and he'll come back next week. Jeff, the Stamps fan, says the show TSN had for the CFL draft wasn't fancy, but it worked for me. I remember a year ago in these pandemic times, I remember that. We said we put the CFL draft up against ESPN's coverage of the NFL draft. Both were done virtually. There wasn't a real big difference.
Right.
You know? So who knows what TSN's going to uncork next week. I think they're doing 2 rounds.
Okay. Well, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like.
But even for the NFL draft, come Saturday, it's
slow.
It's nauseatingly slow. And that's when they start bringing in Sean Payton from his kitchen and, oh, by the way, 234th overall, the Chiefs have taken Bob Smith. And by the way, so Sean, what'd you have for breakfast? You know what I mean? The picks become secondary to the entertainment side of it.
That's right. A guy you most likely have never heard of and most likely never will hear of has just been drafted.
Allie Hicks writes in, good morning, RP show from downtown Edmonton near Rogers Place. Yesterday, didn't get to watch the show live as I was getting x-rayed. Last night, Kevin and I watched and couldn't stop laughing when you said your John Chick Moose Jaw Sports Dinner story. We'd love to see video of that sports dinner, the looks on everyone's faces. Thanks for always putting on a great show. Well, thank you, Ali, from watching in downtown Edmonton. You could fit John Chick's speech in an Instagram story video. It was less than 15 seconds. I'm not even joking. And Pinks says, by the way, great information. No, where's Pinks? Pinks is now on the pink drink. I didn't want to say it, but the pink drink guys wrote me this morning. They said, I haven't had the courage to respond to them yet. They're like, how much weight are you down, Rod? Pre-pizza or post-pizza? Going into the weekend, I was down 16 pounds, but I didn't want to tell you what I've bumped back up. I said to my wife, no more pizza for a while. She was good with that.
Yeah.
Sports update, a pair of power play goals powered the Edmonton Oilers to a 3-1 win over the host Winnipeg Jets last night. The result extended Winnipeg's longest losing skid of the season to 5 games. Austin Matthews scored his NHL best 35th goal of the season as the visiting Maple Leafs defeated the Montreal Canadiens 4-1 to clinch a playoff spot. Looks like they'll play in the playoffs for the first time since 1979. Can you imagine?
I know.
I can't believe it's been that long. If the Vancouver Canucks miss the Stanley Cup playoffs by just a handful of points, they're going to remember their just completed 4-game set with the Ottawa Senators. Brady Tkachuk had a Gordie Howe hat trick in the Senators' 6-3 win over the Canucks. Ottawa took 3 of 4 games off the Canucks this week. It doesn't really matter because they're both going to miss the playoffs. They needed to win against playoff teams. In the queue, you Eastern Canadians, listen up. Jacob Hudson tied the game at 18:21 of the third period before setting up Connor Richard's winner 16 seconds later as the Moncton Wildcats beat the Acadie Bathurst Teton 5-3 in the 2021 President's Cup Series. The President's Cup Series is a 9-game round-robin tournament featuring the St. John Sea Dogs, Teton, and Wildcats, replacing the usual Quebec Major Junior League playoff format for New Brunswick clubs. Winner will face the Charlottetown Islanders. How about that?
It's cool.
Antonin Verreau and Mathieu Bizier had a goal and an assist each as Gatineau downed Blainville Boisbriand 6-3 in Game 1 of their best-of-5 first-round series. Can someone please tell me how to say Blainville Boisbriand?
I think that was better. That was better the second.
It's like that defenseman for the Saskatoon Blades, Dylan Delagorgender.
You're really good. You came a long way.
What is the actual pronunciation of it?
Delagorgender. That's all.
My God.
You had it, though. And when you were talking about in our last broadcast, the only other name I could think of for cool names would have been Bosharov, Pavel Bosharov, the Canadian kid on the Blades.
He's from Encino, California.
Or sorry, the North American kid, not from Russia. Yeah. That was the point.
The public address announcer in the Dub Hub the other night said, Rod, what's the best name of all the 7 teams? I said, Jackson Leopard. That's just got junior hockey written all over it. Number 10 for the Winnipeg Ice, Jackson Leopard.
Yeah.
Somebody said Ozzy Weisblatt.
Yeah.
Ozzy Weisblatt. Anyways, Thomas Seguin kicked out 41 shots as Quebec topped the Voltigeur 4-2. To go up 2-0 in their best-of-5 first-round set. And Nathan Ouellet scored 2 power play goals, including one to put his team ahead for good at 13:42 of the third. And the Rimouski Oceanic erased a 3-1 deficit to beat the Cataract 4-3 to force a deciding Game 5 in their first-round series. Am I the only guy that wonders if the Shawinigan Cataract are named after an eye problem?
You might be.
What's a cataract?
I don't know. I have no idea.
What else would it be? Can somebody help us out with that? Steven Matz gave up 6 runs and 8 hits over 3 2/3 innings as the Blue Jays fell 8-2 to Washington. Matz is now 1-8 career against the Nationals. George Springer was 0 for 4 in his Blue Jays debut. This sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. We're going to take a break. I think we can do that, right, guys? Yeah. And when we come back, load up the Prairie Mobile text line, please. Wherever you're watching from across this great continent, 306-840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SaskTel mobility dealer. We'll go to the Facebook and YouTube feeds as well and Twitter for viewer takeover. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV Network, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk streaming at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of pre-owned vehicles. Every pre-owned vehicle at Capital Ford must pass a thorough inspection, ensuring that your buying experience is quick, easy, worry-free, and just like new. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
This right here is time well spent. Why not pour yourself a smooth Saskatchewan-made Original 16? Warm up to the opportunity to seize the day.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Producer Clark tells me we got 6 minutes for this segment. That's a long time in television terms. It's great. Interesting talk here. And by the way, you're welcome for all the Canadian junior hockey talk. We're bringing this country together coast to coast. And do you see someone named Sleepy Quick on Twitter? I wish they'd use their real names. But anyways, on Twitter, writes in and says, I'm watching from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, and I'm wondering why nobody is giving the Penguins a chance, and look what they're doing without Malkin. Just started watching the show, and it's great. Thank you, Sleepy Quick, if that is your real name. I assume you're watching on Game Plus television out there, which is carried on the East Link cable carrier. Look, I get you want to beat your chest for your team, and it's all great, but if I was the Penguins, I would be more than happy to just slide in under the radar and not have anybody talking about us. Because let's remember, what did we say? We tweeted a few weeks ago. Who would win a playoff series? That was our poll question. Between the Leafs and the Oilers. What did everybody in Winnipeg say?
What about us?
What about us? What about the Jets? Well, what about the Jets? The losers of 5 in a row. So if I was the Penguins, I would say I'm very happy nobody's talking about us.
Yeah.
That's my thought on that.
Under the radar, and you know what? We know we're good.
Yeah.
We know where we are.
We don't need anybody else
back. We'll be okay.
We don't need anybody else to say it.
Right.
We were wondering what is the Shawinigan Cataract, which I know is a fantastic franchise. They won the Memorial Cup not that long ago. So from intern Rachel, who's watching in downtown Toronto, she said, from Wikipedia, cataracts is the plural form of cataract, which in English means a powerful waterfall. The team is named after the Shawinigan Falls, the major waterfalls in the city of Shawinigan. Rick Regan?
How about that?
Nelson Hakowicz, our VP of Sim Events, says the exact same thing, wrote in the exact same thing. Nelson says what it does not explain is why their logo is a tribal chief. Probably because they were the indigenous population of the region. I'm no Wikipedia myself, but it's pretty cool.
Really cool. Really cool.
By the way, Darren has stumbled upon something. Couple of things, actually.
Yep.
He did a Google search on Max Paddock, Maximilian Paddock, the nephew of NHL vet John Paddock, the goaltender of the Prince Albert Raiders, and you stumbled upon something here. Tell the world.
A quick Google search of the name Max Paddock brings up the very first search result, a story on Max's shutout over the Blades from the 23rd of April this year from TSN.ca. TSN now trying to lead the way in junior hockey coverage, and we heard the rumors, in the last couple of weeks that TSN may be making a big bid to take over, CHL hockey broadcast rights from Sportsnet. Now, without the NHL rights for a few more years, they might go deep on junior hockey, which I think would be great for all of us.
TSN jumping back into the junior game, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Moose is pointing out. And we got 5 channels. I don't even know who's got the junior hockey contract right now, but I do know this. Saturday night. Well, Saturday late afternoon last weekend, it's 5 p.m., and I'm like, why is there Bundesliga soccer on my screen when we got junior hockey being played across the land? But whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, we call this viewer takeover for a reason. Jeff in Winnipeg. Jeff Camilla says, Jets losers of 5 in a row. Last 3 games, 3 goals. Crawls into the fetal position under desk. Come on, you guys. Viewer Tacona Pauli says, if I'm correct, the Oilers and Leafs also had 5-game losing streaks this year. I'm very disappointed in Winnipeg. Are you revealing yourself as when the going gets tough, you throw in the towel? Like by the way, did you watch Connor Hellebuck's news conference last night? Well, he was angry. He was mad. But why do they call him Hella? If he was my goalie, I'd call him Bucky. Doesn't Bucky seem like a very natural nickname for a guy by the name of Connor Hellebuck? Anyways, the question from our good friend Jeff Hamilton was, what makes you think you can beat the Oilers in the playoffs, win 4 off these guys in the playoffs? And Connor Hellebuck said, well, the playoffs are a different animal. You know that. You've seen them. And it's true. So I guess the people that are crawling under their desk and crying that are Jets fans, that's not happening in the Winnipeg dressing room, clearly, because it is a new season. The question is, can they flip a switch and change their game? But if they have Nikolai Ehlers back, if they get Adam Lowry back, but their confidence is gone. I don't know what it's the hardest thing to get. If you could get it easily, it'd be the hottest thing in the market.
Yeah.
And the Jets' confidence is gone. I'm not saying Winnipeg, I mean, you know hockey, you know it as well as anybody, but to give up with 2 weeks to go in the regular season, no. I don't understand why you would do that. Anyways, next hour, we will be joined by John Murphy of the Toronto Argonauts, their VP of Player Development. We'll be previewing the NFL Draft, touch a little CFL, and more of this hockey talk. Stick around, everybody, after this break, coming up on Game Plus TV Network.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed. IKS Live. IKS Live. Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals. Video production. Event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website. IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Hey Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
No. Biggest meltdown in Stanley Cup playoff history is now owned by the Calgary Flames. Up 3-0. Got it in the bag, trying to stave off elimination, and then that is soiling the sheets right there.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? I just want to talk about Vegas for a second, obviously. Our 10th city for viewership, I guess. Yeah. In the top 10 is Las Vegas. Hey. They get it in Vegas.
Well, they get it.
They get it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hey, welcome everybody to hour 2 of the program, Canada's daytime sports talk show. I haven't looked at those rankings for a while, but I think Las Vegas is up to 7th for viewership of this city.
Yeah, it's time to update that, but they're up. They're moving up again.
Just before we went to air this morning, you said we're going to Vegas. I'm like, do you have something planned, or is this just... Yeah?
Nothing's planned officially, but
okay,
we have to go.
Few things to get to here. One, our intern, Rachel, we have some interesting back and forth, her and I, as you know. Mm-hmm. And I said, why am I getting Bundesliga soccer on my screen on a late Saturday afternoon when there's junior hockey being played in this country? And Rachel has written in, where did it go? She's on a burner account, eh?
Yeah.
On YouTube. What do you got to hide, Rachel? She says there is Bundesliga soccer on Sportsnet because Canada's own Alphonso Davies plays for Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga. Davies is one of the top left backs in the world. And so what? I know he was Canada's Athlete of the Year. Was it last year? He shared it, right, with LDT. There's 60 major junior hockey teams in the country. That's 60 times 20. I'm really bad at math. That's 1,200 hockey players versus one soccer player? He's more important than 1,200?
I know.
I'm just trolling, of course, but I'm a junior hockey guy, and I guess we don't count anymore, junior hockey in Canada. It's all about European soccer. I forgot. What?
God bless her. She's trying to convert you. She's trying really hard.
It's not happening. Regarding the Winnipeg Jets, who have lost 5 in a row, it's become a hot topic on the program today. William in Lloydminster says, where did it go? Better to get the losing streak out now, so when the playoffs start, the Jets will be a different team. I'm sure, actually, I really hope that's the message from Paul Maurice and his crew with the Winnipeg Jets hockey team. But if you watch the game, they have lost their confidence. I don't know how you get it other than winning. How do you get it?
I know, right? You have to win. I mean, there's only so much you can say, but we're playing the game the right way, guys. There's lots of positives here. Yeah, we lost. It never feels good to lose. The only way to get it back is to have some.
You just keep pushing and you believe in yourself. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You don't go changing everything.
No.
I thought they did a pretty good job on Connor McDavid last night for the most part. If you missed at the start of the show, I said that save by Koskinen, I can't remember who it was on, Kyle Connor or Blake Wheeler, where he just looked like he was down and out and he reached back with the pedal of his stick. Would have made it 1-0. And the Oilers come down shortly after and score, and it's like, that's the game. One little play like that can make all the difference in the world.
Huge.
By the way, on the hockey talk, if you're looking at betting, which incidentally, I would be losing my shirt if I was betting on the National Hockey League right now. Don't listen to me. Pucks U, folks. That's right, Pucks University. Sign up for the Pedersen Playoff Special at universityofpucks.com and learn how to become one of the top NHL, DraftKings, and FanDuel players on the planet. For only $20, RP Show viewers get full site access from now until the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Pucks U has it all from systems, stats, strategies, and more. You can't afford not to sign up at universityofpucks.com. Look for the Pedersen Playoff Special. Do not take my word for it. Or yours, really.
No, go to universityofpucks.com.
Yeah.
They'll take care of it.
While I'm on the topic of ice sports, the Women's World Curling Championship in Calgary got the green light from the public health officials, but the status of Team Germany is unclear. 2 Germans tested positive for COVID-19 in pre-tournament screening after arriving in Calgary. The championship opens tomorrow. The other 13 teams in the 2021 LGT World Women's Curling Championship were cleared to practice today at WinSports Mark and McPhail Center. The 2 participants who tested positive remain in isolation until cleared for release by Alberta's chief medical officer, according to a statement from the World Curling Federation. The Germans, sprechen die Deutsch. Do you know what that means? Do you speak German?
Yeah.
The Germans, skipped by Daniela Jentsch, said they were devastated. 4-person curling teams bring an extra player called a fifth or an alternate to major championships to draw into the lineup in the event of illness or injury. Teams can compete with 3. Did you know that? Yeah, you can go 1 light.
Wow.
Although that is a significant disadvantage when it comes to sweeping. The Germans are scheduled to face Russia in Friday morning's opening draw. Canada, skipped by Carrie Anerson, opens Friday afternoon against reigning Olympic champion Anna Hasselberg of Sweden. The Curling Report is brought to you daily by Verge Agriculture, helping farmers plan and optimize their operations across every field. Try Verge's precision farm tech software for free today at vergeag.com. A lot of topics on the table today. Hey, we're not really settling in on one thing.
I know, which is good. I like it. This is really the Golden Corral today where we can just kind of sample back. But one of those days where it's like you're consistently going back and forth. You're not moving through the line. You're kind of just bouncing all over the place. That's cool.
Can our American viewers tell me if the Golden Corral is open yet? That was the most devastating part of the COVID is buffets being closed.
Yes.
Not devastating to my waistline, but devastating to their bottom line. From the Prairie Mobile text line, 306-840-8777 to reach us right here in the bunker. From Irene, she says, morning crew, from Ken and Big Red in Saskatoon. Obviously, Our Irene is not working today. How about that?
How about that?
From Ray in the 6. We were asking earlier, what is a Shawinigan cataract? Is it an eye problem? Ray writes in and says, a cataract is a cloudy area in the lens of your eye. A lot of the Buffalo Sabres scouts suffered from this. There you go. Ray in the 6 is punchy today. It's funny.
That is funny.
From Brady. Hey, Rod. Chase Waters' jersey will be retired. Got tears in my eyes watching his final post-game press conference. And I love Justin Fields. I think he'll be very good. Justin Fields, the OSU quarterback. Man, there is some drama where he will go tonight.
Big time.
I'm kind of thinking San Francisco at number 3. Yeah. I am. I don't think Chase Waters' jersey is going to be retired. Is it not enough for him that his bobblehead's on our desk?
I know, right?
Where is it?
It's right there beside the Husky.
Right beside the Husky.
That's Kirby Doc. Where is Chase?
Chase is around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think you retire the jersey of your career games leader. Although, sometimes I look at some retired jerseys and go, what? So maybe. But I think the Blades have only retired the jerseys of Bernie Federko and Wendell Clark. I think that's it. I don't think you're putting your career games played leader up there.
No, but they're going to. They're going to.
They're going to retire it?
They announced it yesterday.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I thought he was guessing.
No, they made the announcement yesterday.
Sorry, Brady.
In that press conference. Colin Priestner, their general manager, said it. He said, nobody will ever wear 44 again.
Might as well put Nolan Myers' number up there, too.
Most wins. Yeah. Career
in goal.
Wins leader. Absolutely.
Thank you, Brady, for the fountain of information. Speaking of fountains, Jeff, the Stampeders fan, says, I miss the chocolate fountain. Do you remember that at the...
Not COVID safe.
At the Golden Corral?
I do. I remember that.
We were there in Houston.
The Rice Krispie cake in the fountain. That was the one for me.
Ooh, how about that?
Really good.
We went to a lower grade Golden Corral in Houston. You were a little disappointed.
It was my only one. I didn't have anything to compare it to, so I wasn't that disappointed. But it was like, I thought I was going to walk into the Taj Mahal, and I'm like, okay, this is it?
I know. It was smaller than normal.
Yeah.
They didn't have steak or ribs on the buffet, if you recall. I'm like, what is this? This is the Golden Corral Light. I'm so sorry. I know. I had you all built up for it.
You did.
Breaking news today. And thank you, Nelson, for pointing this out. Ryan Miller announced his retirement today. He is the winningest goaltender of Americans of all time. I think it's 320. Nelson, since you, would you mind Googling who's number 2 for wins for U.S.-born goaltenders? My guess will be John Van Beesbrook. It's got to be the Beezer. I can't think of any other American goalies, period, let alone who would be number 2 all-time in wins.
Rick DiPietro played along, but he barely played, right?
Exactly.
I mean, he was hurt most of his career. Jonathan Quick, American goaltender. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, that would...
Mike Richter. Mike Richter might be one.
Beezer came before all of them.
Yeah.
Are you Richter? Okay. Well, Clark says he thinks it's Mike Richter. What would I Google? U.S.-born American
goaltender wins.
Goalie wins. See what comes up next. It's Beezer. Thank you, guys. Thanks for playing. What do I win? Number 1, Ryan Miller. Number 2, John Van Beesbrook. Number 3, Tom Barrasso.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That guy was an ass kicker now.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4, Mike Richter. If I have this right, if I've called up the right stat, but I'm sure that I have got it correct here. There you go. Phil Kershaw's watching out in British Columbia, the former chairman of the CFL board. He says cataracts in the context of Shawinigan's junior hockey team means waterfall in English, not cataracts in your eyes. Well, we solved something today.
Yes.
I had absolutely no idea what the cataracts was. Mick Merkley writes in, says, go to the Golden Corral in Billings. It's the best. My God, I wish I could.
How far is that drive? That might be
It's 8 hours.
Okay.
As the crow flies, my brother makes that trek all the time. He's probably listening right now. Michael Alley watching in Los Angeles. He says, being a Rams fan, I really hope the Niners take Mac Jones. That's the Alabama quarterback. And it's interesting that he would say that, because Clark's got a report on the screen here. Where did this come from, Clark, by the way? An NFL insider. He says, New England Patriots potentially working on a contract extension with Jimmy Garoppolo in an apparent trade and sign scenario with the San Francisco 49ers. Stay tuned for more details. So Jimmy G is going to be out of San Fran no matter what.
Sounds like it.
Obviously. And obviously they're drafting a quarterback at number 3. The question is whom? Do our viewers really? Todd McShay, would you believe in his mock draft or what he has to say? Mm-hmm. He had Mac Jones going as late as number 15 to the Patriots. And I kind of sit and go, these mock drafts are a little bit of a waste of time, because if the Patriots trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, they're not drafting Mac Jones. He's their quarterback. Yeah, it's all out the window.
All out the window. Like, not to make this Hollywood, but you watch the movie Draft Day.
Oh, yeah.
And one little move throws everything out of whack, and everyone's, now what do I do? Right? Because it changes the complete complexion of the first round or the second round or wherever you are in the draft. You know, if Mac Jones falls to the Patriots at 15, this Garoppolo business might be off the table. Right? It might completely change that. You've kind of got it in principle. You see how, and if you're not going to move your first round pick, which it sounds like the price tag on Jimmy G is a second this year or next, then if Mac Jones gets to them at 15, now you're saying, well, we got our guy, we don't need Jimmy Garoppolo, so put trades off the table. And if you don't get him, then it's like, okay, the backup plan is to get Jimmy Garoppolo. I could see, both those scenarios playing out.
6 p.m. Mountain tonight. TSN, ABC, ESPN, NFL Network has the draft. It's just going to be fantastic. Get your pizza from the Four Seasons Sports Palace. Travis Rybczynski writes in, he says, watching from North Dakota, late to the show, but Trey Lance's dad played for the Riders in the 90s. Oh, we were all over that one last week. None of us had heard of him. Carlton Lance. Every time I hear Carlton, I think of.
I know.
From the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes.
Carlton Lance, 1993. I just deleted the dang text message this morning. The DG in Saskatoon had the entire Riders starting secondary from that season. It included Glenn Suter, I think Albert Brown.
Wow.
But nobody really remembers Carlton Lance.
He's not on the side of the building.
William in Lloydminster wanted to know what I think the Dallas Cowboys will do. He says it'll be Patrick Surtain. I think it'll be the top defensive player. They're going to take, well, probably a defensive back. You're right. And if it's Patrick, great. Cowboys need a lot of help on defense. However, that was the plan last year, and they took CeeDee Lamb, and that worked out pretty good. Offensively. On learning something, where's the dude from Victoria? Wayne and Victoria. That's one of the perks of watching the RP show. It's the information. We try to inform, but mostly entertain.
Yes.
And make you laugh. Dave in the 530 writes in and says, hi, guys. I know you don't talk much about UFC, but did you see Chris Weidman break his leg against Uriah Hall? If not, check it out on YouTube. Well, I wasn't watching UFC 261, but it was within seconds that clip hit the air. But I was watching Anderson Silva live when he snapped his shin in that fight. And that was that in Brazil, or is it just because the spider's from Brazil? It was very similar.
Yeah.
And gross.
Oh.
But it's like you get into the octagon, anything can happen. Yeah, I saw it. It's not the most gruesome thing I've ever seen. It was no different than what Dak Prescott did last year. One last one from Nelson Vo, our content creator. He says, odds on Come On Canada for the number 3 pick are going way down for Mac Jones and way up for Trey Lance. Wow. Place your bets now. How about that?
How about that?
Forget about Justin Fields. How about that? They're saying the NDSU. Thundering Herd quarterback going to go to the 49ers. We'll talk to Murph about that and more when we come back. This has been the second half kickoff. You're watching the RP show on Game Plus TV across all 10 provinces and 31 states. And live daily on YouTube and Facebook. 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed. Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation. Looking to buy your next truck or sell your current one? Capital is Canada's truck destination. Shop online or in-store to see the new 2021 Ford F-150, Ranger, Escape, and more. Right now is the best time to lease or finance a new vehicle. Can't find exactly what you're looking for? Let us help by sourcing your vehicle from our dealer network or custom ordering one that is perfect for you. Capital Ford Lincoln is Truck Nation, 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
Introducing Original 16 Hard Seltzer. The refreshing taste of lemon and Saskatoon berry with vodka made in Saskatchewan. New hard seltzers from Original 16.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the...
Oh yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Welcome back, everybody. Happy NFL Draft Day. Number 1, round 1 going tonight. I just want to mention this comment before we bring in Murph. From Don Muir in Winnipeg on my take on the Jets, how it's not time to throw in the towel now. Don says, right on, Rod. I've often wondered if all fans and media are like this or if it's just Winnipeg. I like Bucky as well, Connor Hellebuck. I always feel that Winnipeg has a lot of negative people that should be more appreciative of what we have. Sadly, our sports media often leads the way. Well, I don't know what to say about that. Here's a guy that spent some time in Winnipeg, 2008, if I'm correct. Let's get Murph on my screen. There he is, John Murphy, the Argos Director, Player Personnel. How you doing, Murph?
Great. Thankfully, it was actually 2009, or else I would have missed my Grey Cup in 08, so...
Oh, you got to throw that in there. Oh, yeah, Stampeder guy. How was your 1 year in Winnipeg, Murph? What was going on there that year?
I loved Winnipeg. It really did give you the insight to what it was going to be like to be in Saskatchewan. You just can't go anywhere without turning into or running into somebody who wants to ask you questions, wants to kind of tell you their opinion of what's going on with the club. Quick funny story. I had found there was a place, to get your suits tailored, and had a rip in the jacket after our week 1 loss in Edmonton that year, which, if you remember, it was kind of interesting circumstances at the end of that game, and kind of had ripped my jacket pocket on the way back in the doors, and had dropped it off there and was going to pick it up. And a lady walked up to me and said, "Oh, it must be nice, 0-2, and you have time to be in the mall."
Oh, I could so see that. Oh, my God. We could tell stories like that all day. Yeah. Well, Nelson Halkowicz writes that he says Saskatchewan's like it, too. Cody has one bad game, and he's raked over the coals. Unbelievable stories like that. And that's not where I wanted to go. I would love to tell those stories another day. Because it is NFL Draft Day, round 1 tonight, Murph. Let's just tell the world, you got started in this game way back doing draft analysis, right, for the National Football League. So am I right in this is sort of like your Christmas this week? You've been doing a lot of media appearances. What's it been like for John Murphy?
Yeah, I've always liked it, and then obviously when you're, for us, it's something where you're going to see some of these guys. Now, you're not going to see the guys go, today, tomorrow. You may see some guys that end up on day 3, but paying attention to it, knowing what that means for the NFL rosters in terms of, looking at their rosters over the summertime, you can look back at the draft and kind of make an idea that somebody that's been on a roster for 2 or 3 years or was in a 2017 or 18 draft may come free. In the CFL, the neg list is all about knowing when to put somebody on because, once everybody knows that a guy might be interested, it's probably going to be too late. So to me, the draft gives you kind of that first opportunity to start eyeballing guys that might come available in 22 or 23.
Have you done a mock draft just for fun? If so, have you publicized it? Like, what do you think is going to go on in the top 10 tonight?
Yeah, I think it's, it is going to be quarterback driven. I think it's just where do they land? Because it may just not be, and if it is 1, 2, 3, 4, it may not be with those, all of those teams that are sitting there currently. Atlanta has a chance, to make a move. Detroit for sure has a chance to be a spot teams would look at. And now that Carolina and Denver kind of did their own quarterback stuff and then really even made a deal, yesterday combined, you kind of have to start thinking, does that open the door for Carolina to take a quarterback at another point in this draft, to match up with Sam Darnold? And if you're now Denver, has this opened the door, for you to really say best player available? They've had some issues at right tackle. They could always add another premier corner, there. And if Micah Parsons, who's very much like the guys that Vic Fangio has had success with, if you're okay with his background and you're okay with some of the kind of character questions that people have talked about with him, he's clearly a good enough talent, to be taken in the top 10. So I think the biggest question is how many teams try to move up? If they are, how many teams have a willingness, especially with Denver and Atlanta having first-year GMs, and in Atlanta's case, a first-year GM and a first-year head coach? Do you want to just make a solid selection and know you got a really good player? And if not, what do you have to get back in order to give another team an opportunity to come up and draft either A, a quarterback, or B, a player that's as good as Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts?
Murph, Denver has the 9th overall pick. Like, Drew Lock didn't set the world on fire last year, and Teddy Bridgewater's never been really a number 1 guy or a solid number 1 anywhere. Like, are they out of the quarterback game now with that trade yesterday?
I don't believe so, because you just don't know, could they feel like you could move Drew Lock, during a draft? You've seen teams make a trade or make a selection and then make a trade. So I think there's every opportunity if you were a club that's looking for a quarterback, there's nothing to say if you didn't have a high grade on Drew Lock that you wouldn't end up making a trade for him later on over the weekend. And the one thing with Teddy Bridgewater, you know that he's a really substantial guy in the room. Everywhere he's been, that's something they say about him. So whether he's there to contribute to help Drew Lock, who on his own has been working with Peyton Manning, he's kind of been trying to do some things to fix some of the ills that have kind of cost him the turnovers, right? The turnovers are the big thing with him right now that you would have to look at and say, hey, you just can't turn the ball over with that rate, especially when normally they have a good defense and foundationally they've had a good run game. Like I said, they've had a little bit of an issue with their offensive line on the right side, but that's a team that just can't, you can't be turning the ball over 20, 25 times as the quarterback and be successful in there and what they're trying to do. So it would be very interesting if you see Justin Fields or, if Trey Lance, were to fall, to 9, it certainly gives them the opportunity to play either Drew Lock or play Teddy Bridgewater this year as kind of a bridge to a younger quarterback, there. So I think it's a smart move just in case, things happen that are out of your control, because normally you're at 9 and there's 5 quarterbacks. You would think you're in a pretty good position, but, Detroit's all in to make a trade if they can, and they're in front of you, and Carolina could do the same exact thing. So you have kind of a few options there. Normally the Bengals are sort of anti-trade. I don't think they really even know that's something you're allowed to do. They don't seem to move from their spot. And, and here we are again with the Bengals in the top 5, which pretty much is a staple of the NFL draft for some reason, is the Bengals always picking in the top 5. So I think really where the draft starts is, like everyone has said, if the first 2 picks are going to be Lawrence and Wilson, the draft is starting with, does Kyle Shanahan want a guy? Right. Is Kyle Shanahan believe that he is the difference maker? If so, then the quarterback is Mac Jones, because then it's just get me a guy who will run my offense more effectively than Jimmy Garoppolo. Because if you go to a Justin Fields or potentially a Trey Lance, some of what you're going to have to work with them is, hey, stay on the play longer than you're used to at the collegiate level, where you're used to being able to use that athletic ability to say, okay, the first read or first or second read's not there. It's not breaking up. All right, I'm out the back door, or hey, I'm using that athletic ability. I'm not sure a guy like Kyle Shanahan really wants you to be changing his offense to suit these other skills that you may have versus others. He may, in fact, like the factor that Mac Jones is high accuracy, really smart guy, a guy that's going to pay attention to details, can come in and make those throws that Jimmy Garoppolo has not been able to make, because we all know one Jimmy Garoppolo completion, we might be talking about Mahomes having 2 great seasons and no Super Bowl, and the Niners having a Super Bowl win there. So I think that's a very interesting, scenario. And here's one thing for Trey Lance, who I really like if you're looking for ceiling, but in the past 20 years, his overall accuracy is on the lower end of guys, that you would look at as draft prospects. And now there's been guys that have been successful, and we all have seen the Josh Allen metamorphosis, so we can't say it's not possible. But if you were to see a slide and it were to be a guy like Trey Lance, the slide is going to be because somebody would be fearful of his overall accuracy.
Well, I had another NFL draft question for you, just in terms of where the talent is, and if this is a deep pool. It doesn't seem like it is. All anybody's talking about is the quarterbacks. But Trey Lance didn't play last year, and I'm wondering how much that hurts these Canadian prospects for the CFL draft, the ones that would have played U Sports, not NCAA. Maybe we should swing it to the CFL. How is that affecting what you're going to do Tuesday night with the Toronto Argonauts, with a wealth of players that never played in 2020?
Right. I think, there's a lot of different aspects, of this. Right now, everyone is doing everything they can to get us back on the field. So it's a testament, to all sides trying to figure out a way to do that. But things we have no control over. We do not know roster size, as of today. We also do not know exactly how training camp will look, for 2021. And now you have to look at saying, every team had a full draft class last year. So now when you're drafting players this year, it's not only how do they fit on your roster, how do they fit and compete with the players you drafted, just a year ago, who have yet to been evaluated, by our coaching staff. And in our case, and a few other teams that made changes either in the front office or coaching staffs, you have guys from the 2019 draft, that have yet to be evaluated, by their new people, that are, in their staffs, at this point. So I think it's going to have a mix and match. There's going to be teams that need players, and those will be the ones that go after the guys that are available. And then there's going to be teams that, might kind of say it's not a bad year to take a future and kind of just sit on it because you're really unsure. The film you're watching, for the most part, is pretty old. And you just look, Kyle Borsa, perfect example. What that kid looks like today versus the last time he was on the field is night and day. So is that an arrow that's trending up, or is that a guy that's taken advantage of all this time to just hit the weight room and be able to groom himself into being a much better athlete? You have a lot of questions like that, I think, in this draft to say what these guys have been able to do in their downtime. Is that why you saw so many plus scores, in terms of 40 times and verticals and shuttles and bench press? Is that why guys were able to just kind of put all their efforts into, the training aspect of things? But, the default is, unfortunately, if you're going to default to the film, which is what you should do, the problem is you're looking at a lot of old film and what these guys look like now and how they'll perform. You're probably going to have to really lay into saying, I'm going to trust my eyes and say, maybe what the only thing I can trust, is how that guy was playing the last time he was on the field.
Boy, there's a million things I could ask you, and I only have time for one more question, and it's what I thought of you immediately when I saw Martavis Bryant has signed in the Arena League with Massachusetts, or an indoor league, because I thought he was under contract to you guys. What happened there? You guys obviously had to let him out of the deal, I would assume, so he could go pursue that?
So, here's the deal. A lot of these guys that are signed to contracts have not made money, right? So you have to have an understanding of where their situation is. So in the bigger picture, I'm going to let the league kind of deal with that part or aspect of it. But like I said, from a human standpoint, I have to have even if I don't want to, I have to have a little bit more respect and, and even understanding that there's some guys here now who, are really on the clock, in terms of taking care of their families and, paying their bills. So, I wish him nothing but the best in terms of, hey, don't get hurt, beforehand. But I'll let the league, deal with the aspects of what can happen with the players, and we'll respect their decision, regardless. And like I said, our greatest hope is the same as yours and, all your great fans and listeners, that, hey, hopefully, sometime in the next 2 months, we see a surge in the right direction. We're able to get the green light to hit the training camp. And once that aspect of things, takes place, I'm very sure that what Martavis Bryant wants to do is play in the CFL and play for the Argonauts. But, what somebody may have had to do in order to take care of themselves and their family, like I said, I'll let the league handle, the optics of it, and then we'll respect their decision.
Good stuff. Great answer. Okay, Murph, I know you're a busy guy. Enjoy the draft. It's the busiest time of the year for you, am I right? Leading up to Tuesday?
Pretty close. I'll tell you what, Josh Palmer, don't be surprised if a Canadian, finds their way into the top 100. I'm kind of bullish on Josh Palmer being the best Canadian in this draft.
Well, there's something to watch because Smitty just said last hour, Jevon Holland. So we'll see. They're both very good players on opposite sides of the ball. Murph, thanks, my man. Good seeing you as always. Stay safe.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Roddy.
Toronto Argonauts Director of Player Personnel John Murphy joining us from New Orleans. Follow him on Twitter at DraftJM. Got a sports update coming up. We got a face-off with Moose. He'll be joining us after this break. Lots coming down the pipe. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed. IKS Live. IKS Live, Western Canada's premier production services company. LED sign rentals, video production, event management. Look no further than IKS Live. Visit our website, IKS Live. Always the best seat in the house. IKS Live.
Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. We're overstocked and priced to move, so shop online or in-store to get the best deal on any one of our massive selection of pre-owned vehicles. Every pre-owned vehicle at Capital Ford must pass a thorough inspection, ensuring that your buying experience is quick, easy, worry-free, and just like new. So save the depreciation and buy pre-owned. Capital Ford Lincoln is your used car destination. 1201 Pasqua Street North in Regina.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pie. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Laid back and kicking it, let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Moose has rejoined us here in the bunker, too. Hey, Dar Netzel's watching on YouTube and says, great interview with Murph. Oh, yeah. Just press play. Sloughed off the contract question. I don't think he sloughed it off at all. He said, you got to understand Murph speak. And if anything, at the very least, it's football speak. He goes, we can't deny a guy a chance to make a living. These guys haven't played and made money for a year and a half.
That's right.
So they let him out of his deal to go play in the Arena League, if that's the league that the Massachusetts team's in. I think it's the Massachusetts Pirates. He said, don't get hurt. He completely answered the question. We're letting you out of your CFL deal to go play in that indoor league, but we expect you back here to play whenever we play again. And speaking of, by the way, I tweeted this morning, but people didn't even really understand it. Smart guys like you and Clark didn't understand what I was saying, so I deleted it. Because the average people would really not get it.
Right.
But it was CFL News Twitter account. February 13th, I reported that June and July were off the table for a CFL return to play. But the CFL plans to play. February 13th. And I retweeted that, and I said, oh, the good old days. My intention was back in February when I said June and July are off the table for the CFL to play. Expect them to announce August, which they did last Wednesday. I don't know how that one went over you guys' heads. I didn't word it properly.
No, but you're right. It didn't just point to the date. That was the only thing, right? I'm looking at, the good old days. I thought CFL News had tweeted something recently that alluded to the old days.
You didn't look at the date.
I didn't look at the date of it. That was the only thing. But it makes sense. I mean, you're sitting there, and it's right, but it takes people. They want to deny it. Whenever you're saying the CFL's not going to play, or it's something they don't want to hear, they don't want to listen to it. But look at time and time again.
It's like the BCHL thing.
It's proven to be right.
Same thing. Our technical producer, Ryan, said, you're too far ahead of your time. How do I fix that, Ryan? We haven't figured that out yet. I can't slow down. Yeah, Clark said speed up. Are you kidding me?
You keep doing you, and they'll catch up.
Yeah. Will they?
Well,
sometimes I wonder. Sports update. The Blue Jays have an off day before returning to the field Friday for a 3-game set against the Atlanta Braves in Dunedin, Florida. George Springer made his highly anticipated debut last night, but he didn't go well. 0 for 4 at the plate in an 8-2 home loss to the Washington Nationals. Paul Casey is going for his third straight victory at the PGA's Valspar Championship. It's a feat difficult enough that only three other players in the last 40 years have won the same tournament at least 3 times in a row. Corey Connors is one of 7 Canadians teeing off this morning in Florida. Seems like everything's going on in Florida.
Yep.
Meanwhile, it was -3 here today when I got up. Meanwhile, the HSBC Women's World Championship begins today in Singapore. Elena Sharp is the lone Canadian in the field. I'm a big fan of the LPGA. Did you come to the Canadian CP Women's Open?
I did.
Wasn't it amazing?
It was so good.
So good.
So great.
In the Dub Hub, Ozzie Weisblatt capped a season like no other for his team with a goal 54 seconds into overtime, and the Prince Albert Raiders edged the Swift Current Broncos 6-5. It was the final game of the season for the Raiders and Broncos, with the WHL successfully playing a condensed 24-game schedule and no playoffs due to the pandemic. Elsewhere, Adam Beckman, our good friend, Saskatoon's Adam Beckman, had 3 goals and a helper. Eli Zumak chipped in a goal and 3 assists. And Manny Pangley made 33 saves for his first WHL victory as the Spokane Chiefs beat Tri-City 5-3. Ronan Seeley had 2 goals and a helper, and Dustin Wolf turned away 29 shots as the Silvertips extended their win streak to 6 games, beating Seattle 5-2. Nolan Meyer turned aside 35 shots, and Chase Waters broke a 2-2 deadlock at 18:38 of the second period as the Saskatoon Blades beat Brandon 5-2. And finally, Keaton Dohaniuk scored shorthanded and also set up 3 others as Prince George beat Kamloops 5-1. Raptors are in Denver tonight, one of 6 NBA games. It's the 3rd of 5 this week for the Raps as they try to get into the play-in tournament for the 6 through 8 seeds in the East. And the Niagara River Lions announced that 28-year-old guard Jalen Bab Harrison has signed with the team for the 2021 CEBL season. He most recently played for the Hamilton Honey Badgers. The 6'4" Ajax, Ontario product averaged 8.4 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 1.8 assists in 18 minutes of play per game, suited up for the Honey Badgers in the summer series last year. The sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for Western Hockey League breaking news and analysis, and for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, now with 8 amazing flavors, including the new almond mocha. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. I got one for you, Moose. Growing up in Wynyard, where you did, the chicken capital.
Yes.
Would you say that there was a Junior A hockey team that was your town's? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
What would it be?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that there was, but Yorkton Terriers.
The Yorkton Terriers, okay.
Yeah.
For all of you people watching across Canada, Junior A teams, I don't think have bobbleheads per se. Here's what got me thinking. There was a Junior A coach and GM that was watching my Twitter story this morning, and he saw the photo of the 2 Raider bobbleheads here.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say which team he was with, but I just thought, go back and think for your team, who would be the bobblehead you would do for your Junior A team? Who's the most famous guy to come through your program that you would do a bobblehead of? Everybody think about it.
Whoa.
Clark, yours would be the Estevan Bruins. Maybe it's Alan May. Some are easy, I think.
Yeah.
Melville Millionaires would be Chris Kunitz. Brooks Bandits, Cale McClure. Correct?
Yeah.
Who would be the bobblehead for your team? The Melfort Mustangs would be Willie Mitchell. The Surrey Eagles would be Jared Dumba.
What?
No offense to Jared. No.
Of course not.
Who's the most famous Yorkton? Write it in the comments section.
Because my first mind went to, I'm like, oh, Jared Skolnick. He was my cousin. He played with the Terriers. That's why we were following the Terriers. It very well might have been Humboldt, because we're right in the middle. Humboldt, Yorkton, Melville.
Right.
So it's kind of pick and choose.
You're in the Bermuda Triangle of the SJHL.
Of the SJHL, yeah. And then we had, some kids went and played in Humboldt. So that's an area too, Melville. Interesting.
This is a lot of Junior A stars across this country. Who would be yours? Hey, Ryan McCarthy. Where's my bell? What do they call that? Super chat from Ryan McCarthy.
Up on time.
He just dropped $5. He says, I totally forgot to say good afternoon to North America and Mexico, Norway, and Qatar from upstate New York. So I added $5 in the late fee kitty. Thank you, Ryan. Very nice of you. He's a nice guy, that Ryan.
We're running a total, and
what are we doing with all that money?
I can tell you this. We've got a really good plan for it, okay? So I'll once we have more, I'll let you guys know. But
you know what? And if I may, Nelson Hakowicz is on the right track, but not totally on the right track. He says Wendell Clark for the Notre Dame Hounds, but Wendell Clark never played for the Notre Dame Junior A Hounds. But their bobblehead would be Cujo or Rod Brindamore.
Yeah. There's one more, isn't there?
Well, there's Jaden Schwartz. There's quite a few. But I got to think the most famous Junior A Hound would be, I got to think Cujo. Maybe Rod Brindamore. See what a fascinating discussion this is?
I know.
All of you Junior A fans across the country, Junior A hockey people, tell me who's the most famous player to come through your program and who would be the bobblehead that you would feature for your team. This is the kind of stuff that gets me excited. We'll be back with overtime, and we'll kick that around. Maybe we'll face off on that, too. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-In Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
An original 16 to fit your active lifestyle. Introducing Original 16 Canadian Ultra Lager. Just 80 calories and 2.5% alcohol. Taste without compromise.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Great to see you, everybody. We are in the overtime segment of the program here. Lots of great comments coming in. We got a face-off coming up. I'm just going to get it ready here for the new read. Morgan does such a great job. So, some guys are getting it, and girls, some need to be filled in on what Junior A is. Jeff, the Stamps fan, gets it. Before the break, I said, what's your favorite? What bobblehead would you have, your first one for your Junior A team, most famous player to come through your program? Jeff, the Stamps fan, says Danny Heatley, Calgary Canucks. Very good. Danny Heatley. Where's the dude? Oh, from Beneath Sports in Toronto, says Oshawa Generals, John Tavares, and Eric Lindros. Problem is, they're not Junior A. They're Major Junior. Gino DePauli, watching with the Okotoks Oilers, says could be Jacob Bernard Docker or Dylan Holloway. But I'd give some love to Moose Jaws, Rhett Gardner, who just broke into the National Hockey League this year with the Dallas Stars. Mike Soulier, trainer to the Stars, dupes. You've heard me talk about Souls a million times. Souls, the hockey trainer. Hey, Rod, I think Brindamore would be the bobblehead because he won 2 championships at Notre Dame. And Curtis is there just 1 year and won 1. Fair, but that's not Cujo's fault.
No, it's not.
He showed up as a 20-year-old rookie. Interesting story, by the way. Can I tell a Cujo story?
Please.
Curtis Joseph, 20-year-old rookie with the Notre Dame Hounds. What's the population of Wilcox? 400?
It's not big.
The teammates get Cujo to go to the bar and buy beer because he's 20 for the whole team. So he does. The head coach, Barry McKenzie, calls him into his office the next day. Heard you bought a bunch of beer at the hotel bar last night. Cujo's like, how'd you know that? My wife served it to you. I don't think he was laughing. If there was a Saskatchewan small-town story, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Anyways, this is a fun thing. Mark Zosel in Melfort says, I agree. Willie Mitchell. Thank you for that, for agreeing. Mark says, we need a sports trip to Las Vegas. Raiders, Golden Knights, plus Vegas has 2 Golden Corrals, 1 for each post-game meal. How about that?
I can get into that.
Vegas is on the list. It's not if, it's when. Okay, we're facing off on tonight's NFL Draft, Round 1. 6 p.m. Mountain, TSN, ESPN, NFL Network, and ABC. Let's hand it over to Darren. He's got the question, and we'll knock it out of the park. What do you got?
So the question to you is, who would you rather take, and who do you project to have a better NFL career? Mac Jones or Justin Fields?
Oh, easy. Can I go first?
Absolutely.
It's going to be Justin Fields, and here's my take as to why. 6'3", 230. He's got the NFL body now. I said it the other day. It was the Orange Bowl, right, with the upset of Clemson, threw 5 touchdowns. This guy's got it all. Big program at OSU, going to a big franchise, which is San Francisco 49ers. I think Justin Fields can handle the weight of it. Mac Jones, I think anybody can quarterback the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm sorry.
And
the best defense in the nation.
That's right.
A lot of quarterbacks could stand back there. That's taking nothing away from Tua and Jalen Hurts. But I just think that if you're asking me between the two, I'm drafting Justin Fields, and we will find out tonight with a 3rd overall pick.
We really will. I like Mac Jones because he, to me, seems to embody more of a safer pick, but he uses his mind, I think, a little bit more in the game. He's an accurate passer, thinks the game well, a guy who's going to put in the work. I think he's going to put in the work in the film room, which I think is more important and less relying on just athletic ability. And I think that will translate to a bigger, longer, more successful NFL career. I agree Justin Fields has more high end, though, more flash, more athleticism. And if he can, but I think there's more risk with Justin Fields. Mac Jones is a safer pick.
We'll find out tonight, round 1 of the NFL Draft. The Face-Off is brought to you by Ultimate Fan Zone. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, custom framing, stitching, and more. From our man cave to your man cave, visit ultimatefanzone.ca. And for the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw, don't want to dine in? Takeout windows now open and deliveries available. Head to themadgreekeatery.com today. I was just there last Saturday. It was so good. The Junior A talks really got him going.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it. Thank you for chiming in on all of that. From Poncho, watching up in the sticks of Prince Albert, he says, PA Raiders, Tier 2 days, Dave Tippett, Bobby Lowe's, James Patrick. You'd have a 3-headed bobblehead, first of its kind.
Oh, yeah.
Troy Durrell, out in Spruce Grove, says, not a fan, but Mark Messier would be the bobblehead for Spruce Grove. I feel like we could go on all day with this, and it's amazing.
We could.
Craig Smith, the Fort Garry Blues would be Grant Ledyard. Did I ever tell you my Grant Ledyard story? No. When he yelled at me in the Dallas Stars dressing room in 1997? I did tell you that story.
You did, yeah.
And I felt like tits on a boar, as they say that way. Just in the way. Okay, see you tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain, noon Eastern, here on Game Plus. Truth's in the coffee. It's Truth Serum.